Good day, internets. Welcome to Seega Dock. It is 28th February 3302 at 1:45 in the morning. In case some of you, if you're new to my videos, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. But anyways, in case you haven't figured out, the reason why I say what the date is and what time it is so that you know the age of the video. I have a lot of people reviewing some of the older videos, which is great. I mean, I love it. Watch like crazy. Just know that the information in the video is outdated. Elite changes a lot. It's a living game. A lot of things happen in it. A lot of things can change. Not just developing wise, but with the world, with the galaxy itself. Things can change. Routes will change. All sorts of stuff changes. So today I'm going to show you, I've just hammered out this smuggling route. It nets me 3,000 and how much? 3,318 per ton. It's 3 jumps in my Anaconda here. Takes me about 15 minutes to do. And let's go over what's in my Conda. So since the Horizons update, I've been having a hard time finding a decent smuggling run, or a decent run anyways. So I've spent better part of like 6 weeks looking for a decent run. My favorite run, LTT 47 to Gliese, that one dried up. Like I said at the beginning of the video, things change. LTT 47 got taken over by a pirate, and it dried up the slaves there. And Gliese switched hands; it went to Empire. I don't know what it is now, but that was last time I was in that area. That's what it looked like. So my Anaconda, I have a B4 cannon. It's inline, a D3 inline pulse laser underneath. Then I have 2 size 3 pulse lasers and turrets on top. 2 pulse lasers which are gimbal mounted on each side. They're size 2. 2 size 1 multi-cannons and turrets underneath and below. I have a single heat sink. I have 3 shield boosters, A-rated shield boosters. I've got a D kill warrant scanner, cargo scanner, and then I've got 2 shaft launchers. I used to have 3 shaft launchers, but I've switched down to 2. I've got a D8 power plant, a D7 thrusters, A6 frame shift drive, D5 life support. That's just to save weight. An A8 power distributor. That's so I've got power constantly to my weapons and for my thrusters and to keep the shield powered. D8 sensors. Again, that's for weight. The stock fuel tank. I got a C7 shield generator. I've got 3 64-ton capacity cargo racks, 332 and 116 for a total of 304 tons of cargo. Got an A4 fuel scoop, a C4 frame shift drive interdictor, advanced discovery scanner, and everybody gets this planetary approach suite. So today we're going to be smuggling in Imperial slaves and bringing back palladium. And we're not making too much money on the palladium on the return trip. But we're making like 3,000 on the slaves, and so like I said, we're almost making the whole chunk of change on the slaves going one way. We're just making a couple hundred credits coming back. So we're gonna go into here and we're gonna find the slaves. So we have an Imperial slaves here. We're going to pay 13,863, which is a really decent price. I've had a hard time finding slaves this cheap. The supply is low, but I haven't seen the number dwindle that much. By the time I get back, it's usually decent. So I'm going to fill the cargo hold here for $4 million. Remember, that was 21 million in here. So when we get done, it's going to be 22 million. Seega Dock is located in LTT 8517, and it's an independent. It's not under. You can see here it's an independent. It's a democracy. But slaves are they're legal there. So, and we're going to be taking this to Gliese 868, and we're taking it right to Bacon Dock. So here I have a ship sitting at Bacon, or not Bacon Dock, Bacon Port. We're going to select that, and you can see it's a federated democracy. There's a black market here, so we're going to definitely have to smuggle these suckers in. And the whole trip is just under 30 light years, 28.36 light years. Whoops. Just under 40 light years, 38.81 light years. That sounded a little close to me. So leaving Seega Dock is no big. You don't have to sneak out.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so I'm going to blast out of here. And I'll see you in Gliese. If nothing happens. If something does, then I'll see you guys sooner. Welcome to Gliese 868.
Fuel scooping.
So Bacon Port is actually pretty close, so when you get into system, you gotta watch it, because it's gonna come up very fast. You can see that we're holding illicit cargo, so careful with all the coppers. This is a fairly busy system. There's players coming and going as well. So again, like I said, this Bacon Port is very close. It's like under 30 light seconds from the star itself. So if you've seen my previous video, you know that I like to aim for the orbiting body, the body that the station orbits around, and I use that as a brake, as well as it's a way to line up the door, the mail slot. If you take an imaginary piece of string and connect it to Bacon Port and then connect it to the center of the planet here, and you follow that string in, that string will lead you right to the mail slot, the door. So we're at 700 kilometers a second here. We're going to pour on the power, got to watch. Don't want to enter orbital cruise. Looks like somebody's buzzing. So we just got to keep it under 1,000 kilometers a second. Safe disengage ready. Disengage the frame shift drive. And we should pop out on the side where the mail slot is. If not, sort of in front of it. It's not perfect, especially with this, because the port itself is close to the planet, so it's a little bit harder to line up. But as you can see, there's the door. Now Bacon Port's kind of neat because it's got these little arms coming out of it. Now I'm going to enter the port the exact same way as I showed in my previous video on smuggling, and I'm gonna link this video to that one. So we're gonna call into the station.
Docking request granted.
4 kilometers shaft. At 3 kilometers, we're gonna drop gear and throttle down 50%. Fire off another shaft. We're gonna aim for the green side of the port. We're gonna look for our landing pad, 17, there it is. Throttle down, aim for it. Now again, like I said in the previous video, the shaft does not stop. It doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop a scan. But it will hinder them from scanning you in the first place. And so that's why I fired off the shaft before I got scanned. A third of the cycle of a shaft is the only time that the shaft is actually effective, so right when you fire it off. That's why I've got 2, and previous I had 3 because the ship was a little bit slower then, but now I found I only need 2. So I'm preemptive with the shaft to keep from being scanned. And your friend is speed. So get inside the port as fast as possible and away from the mail slot so they can't get line of sight on you. I'm going to enter the hangar here because I have been scanned inside a port before, or inside a station. Refuel, reload, go to contacts, black market. I want to sell my illegal slaves. Here we go, Imperial slaves. We're selling for 16,920. And I'm making 3,057 credits per slave, so per ton, one way. And with 304 tons of cargo, I'm making almost $1 million right there. So put that in my pocket. Go back to commodities market and look for palladium. Here we go, palladium. We're going to purchase that all the way up. Spend 4 million on that. Exit, exit. We're going to launch. And then we're going to head to the Galaxy map as we're launching, because it takes a while to cycle the ship around. You see I've got a marker here around LTT 8517, and we're going to Seega Dock. Seega. You're going to see I have a ship at the other port there. Hopkins, I think it is. Hopkins, yeah. We're going to Seega. Plot the route. All right. Again, let's get out of here.
Landing gear retracted.
And I do things fast and reckless. That's just my style. Okay, so again, if nothing happens, I'll see you guys in LTT 8517. Welcome to LTT 8517.
Fuel scooping.
The ride was boring, which is fine sometimes, but sometimes you just want some action. So, yeah. So we're going to head into Seega Dock. It's 550 light seconds away or so, around in there from the star, so it does take a little bit of time. So as we get close to the planet, we're going to do the same thing again. It just makes it for a quicker entrance into a dock. It always sucks when you line it up wrong and you're behind it, and then you got to fly around, get to the opening and go in. We don't have illicit cargo, so you don't have to worry about getting scanned or anything like that, but you're going to see that I still fly in pretty hard, even though I don't use the shaft as I go in. I like to think of it as practice, and if I keep doing it, then at the times where you're running one of these loops for a while, you know, you don't get sloppy and forget. It just becomes a habit. So we're going to hug the planet. Pull in hard, mind our speed. Our speed's good. And kill the frame shift drive. And we're on the door side of the station. So there's Seega Dock. So you notice that I boost, I'm actually holding the down key. And I'm boosting at the same time, even though I got my throttle all the way forward. I'm going to call into the station. Line up the door with a boost. Aim for the green side. Drop gear. Kill throttle. Might bounce off the top or the bottom. Find our dock. I'm probably going to overshoot here. Yeah, not bad. We'll just back up. So if you like the prospect of smuggling, and you don't know how, I encourage you to go back one more video and check out my how to smuggle video in Horizons. And we're going to go to the commodities market here, because I'll show you how I do it. Maybe you have a way that works for you, great, but that's how I do it. Sell off the palladium for 80,000 credits, which is like nothing. I mean, that's like gas money to me. That's nothing. And you'll see that we're at $22.37 million. And the time on the clock is 2:08. Around 15 minutes. This run takes me about 12 to 18 minutes or so, around in there. I average about 15 minutes a complete circuit. Sometimes you get interdicted. You got to deal with those bozos. But, you know, all in all, it's a good run. Nets me 304 tons of cargo. Nets me 4 million an hour plus. You know, you got those interdictions, so you get to make money off that. So, yeah. So that's it for today. We'll talk to you later. Bye.